Welcome back to Off the Wire. I'm Tanner. I'm joined here with Anthony again. And we've been trying a couple new things the past couple episodes. If you go back and listen to the past two, we got a little philosophical, got into leadership a little bit, some of our thoughts around that, both personally and when you're leading a team. And this week is no different. We're back to technology, but we decided to throw a little twist on it. So we're going to talk about technology that we use personally. We've talked a lot about technology that we use as businesses, but every good tech guy has a plethora of technology that they have in their home, or at least most of them do, and they love gadgets and gizmos. And we've made a top 5 list for both Anthony and I with one honorable mention, and we're going to share them with you. And one of the good things, if you're watching, is we're going to actually show them on the screen. And also, both of us, neither one of us know what is on the other person's list. So it's going to be a surprise. You're going to get real-time reactions. Anthony, would you say, before we get into our list, would you say you have a lot, average amount, or a little amount of technical, techie stuff that you do outside the office?
A ton.
Okay, a ton.
Way too much.
Way too much. All right. So would you call it a hobby level outside the office, or would you just say you just kind of use these kinds of technologies where they make sense?
I would say it's almost a mental illness level.
Okay. All right. Well, this could be an interesting episode. I'm not sure where it's gonna go. Um, all right. Well, so did you have a tough time? I had a really tough time narrowing it down to 5.
Yeah, well, I could go in a million different directions, and there's a lot of things that are hobby based that I'm tempted to pull out, but I kind of put those in the back burner. But
Okay.
I'll talk about them just because of some of the things I'm going to share. But yeah, it
Okay.
was definitely kind of a difficult thing to kind of whittle it down to.
Yeah, I started out and just first run through, I had like 12 things. I was like, this is gonna be a problem. So I tried to figure out, okay, I'm like, what are the things I use like almost every week? Then I tried to whittle out some of the things that I love, that I, only use, every month or a few times a year or something like that.
But
So
I do think there's a chance you may outshine me in the amount of gadgets and stuff like that.
I don't know. We're gonna find out for
Who
sure.
knows?
Before we get started, though, if you're not already subscribed to us, go ahead and do that, and we'd love to hear from you. In fact, we're kind of contemplating maybe in the future doing kind of a Q&A, or at the very least, we might bring one of the listeners on, or at least get them to give us a great idea for an episode. So if you have any of those things, if you have a question for us, please shoot us a message on social media, on LinkedIn, or you can reach out to us at show@offthewirepodcast.com. And if you have any episode idea, or if you'd like to join the podcast, and be, kind of a guest on the podcast, reach out to us. We'd love to have you. We've had some great guests in the past, and I think there's been some awesome episodes. So if you haven't seen those episodes, go back, watch them. There's just some really, really good ones. I think some of them that come to my mind is the one on cyber training was really, really good with Lindsay. There was a really good one on VMware. We had a couple guys on there on that one. Just been some awesome ones, and we hope to have some more awesome guests coming up as well as great episodes from just Anthony and I. So, without further ado, Anthony, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I'm gonna go first, but just remember, we're starting at the bottom. This is gonna be my number 5 item that we
Okay.
have.
All right. Do we need a
So I
drum
don't want.
roll?
Hopefully, I don't disappoint.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Number 5. Go.
It is these Anker chargers. So this one, I have numerous of these. This is the smallest one I have. It is a 65-watt charger. I can charge my laptop. I can charge my drone batteries. Like I can charge mobile devices. And this is one of those things where if you go back probably just 1 year ago, I had no idea about these big, massive bricks. So I would just use whatever came in the box. That would take 12 hours to charge whatever device. And where I learned was I have a Mavic Air 3. I had a smaller drone before that. And when I moved up, I was like, these batteries take forever to charge. And I went and got me a 100-watt Anker brick. and like I mean, it cut it down to a quarter of the time. And anyways, ever since my family is great at stealing these because they have learned that their devices will charge like 3 times as quick. Uh, but anyways, this is one of those things where if I go to a conference, I don't even take the power brick to my laptop anymore. I take this and just
Yeah.
take a Type C cable through it. So, no matter what you do, like, these things come in handy, whether it's just mobile devices, laptops, or hobby tools and stuff like that.
Yeah, in fact, I have a extra set of chargers and cables in my like travel bag, or not even my travel bag, just my laptop bag. That's been just having an extra set alone is so huge because I remember back in the day, you're like ripping out the stuff from behind your nightstand. It's just a real pain. Um, so yeah, totally agree with you on that. That's a great one to get us kicked off here. We'll get us kicked off here for me, and it's one that's actually one of my newest tech purchases, and that is a robot mower. I specifically have the Segway Navimow brand, but there's a lot of different ones out there. And I was really kind of, I don't know, I was kind of on the fence on these. I really love mowing. I had a riding mower before, um, and I thought, well, gosh, this is kind of seems lazy, right? But I had a couple people who got them, and they were kind of talking to me about them. And really, I think what made me really want to get it is kind of the summer thunderstorms, right? So summer thunderstorms around here, we constantly are getting thunderstorms around 3, 4 o'clock, and inevitably I'd be at work, and on the way home it would start raining, and I would just get so irritated, and then the grass would get high, and then it would look terrible. These mow, I have my mow every other day. Mows the yard, does it in like 3 hours. It does it in the middle of the day, so all the afternoon thunderstorms are kind of cut out. It's pretty low maintenance, just some blades to change every once in a while. If you're if you geek out in the yard, uh, kind of arena, it's a little healthier for the grass because you're not taking off as much. And I think the big thing is even though I enjoyed mowing, it does give me time back, and even that time doesn't necessarily have to be used just kind of like for fun. It could be used for another project, things like that. Price of these is a little pricier, so we definitely went different ends of the spectrum for number five. But they started
Yeah.
around about $1,000, and they kind of go into that $3,000 range depending on the model and how big your yard is. But I've really enjoyed this. I shout out to a buddy for talking, or really a couple buddies for talking me into them. They got them, and I just had to have one.
I'm wondering if it was one of those buddies I was hanging out with at Apex because I was pretty close to. Well, I think there was a bunch of people that were close to pulling the trigger on those mowers. Matter of fact, a lady I work with, she was inquiring about it, and I knew that you had researched them, and she got the one that you recommended. It was by the same manufacturer, and she's pretty ecstatic about it as well. So I, I think when my Husqvarna kicks the bucket, I'm definitely going to be looking into one of those.
Yeah, and I would say kind of an underrated thing, especially if I'm kind of hitting the middle age. Well, really already had been in the middle age, but I always pretend to be younger. But as you get parents as they get older, yeah, they have a yard per se. Of course, you can pay someone to do it, but this is also a nice way. I know a lot of people that mow like their parents' yards, or maybe like an elderly lady in the neighborhood. Um, you could even get it for them and have it mow
Yeah.
it. And if they live across town, 20 minutes away, huge amount of time savings there. More than just mowing the yard. All right,
All
Anthony,
right.
number four, hit us.
We ready for number 4?
Yeah,
So, my example is an older model, but it's, tried and true, and that is the Wyze camera system. Now, they have a multitude of cameras, but Wyze, they are dirt cheap and rock solid. This camera's probably, like, 8 years old and works just fine. This is one of their first painting cameras. I have their doorbell ringer. I've got their floodlight camera, and anyways, I've got way too many cameras from them, but they're just so cheap, and their service is really good. But anyways, this is one my wife actually probably enjoys the Wyze camera system more than me, but it's just something we use all the time, and I've used it for years now.
Yeah, having a good camera system, I think more than just, for the home security kind of aspect of it, just keeping an eye on things. I have some different cameras, but similar, and it's nice to be able to, like, if the checking on the robot or checking on a pet in the yard, or kind of a weird use case. We used one kind of pointed down to check on our pet while we were on vacation, because he's got diabetes now, so someone was going to have to give him shots. Yeah, it's those are great little cameras.
So, what is your number 4? I'm interested.
All right, so number four for me, and it's kind of funny. So far, we'll see how it goes, but so far you've kind of taken like the lower end. I have not, but but I'm going with it anyway. Number four for me is one that I've had for quite a few years now, maybe like 3 or 4 years, and that is a home weather station. The one I specifically have is made by Tempest. I like it a lot because it doesn't have moving parts. Um, in a nutshell, it talks a lower frequency between the station and your house, and then it connects to Wi-Fi or Ethernet once it's inside your house. It's about, they usually run sales. I think right now they're about $300. Sometimes you can find them a little cheaper around Black Friday, but I like the fact that it gives me real readings. So a lot of times you go to weather apps and they tell you, oh, it's going to be such and such at your house. Your house is a little different. Like, I have a buddy who's close to the lake. His weather is always different than mine, because he's close to the lake, and it's never whatever it says on the weather apps. So the cool thing about the Tempest station is over time it kind of learns the weather patterns at your house, and it actually makes custom forecasts for your house, which is really cool. It has weather notifications, which are nice. Like, it tells you when it starts raining in your house, if there's lightning kind of headed your way. It uses some sort of, I don't know, like a kind of sound recognition triangulation to figure out that. Also, if you're in the app, you can view other stations around your area, and there's quite a few. In fact, we use the commercial product from them at work to actually look at weather in various places. And I think
Yeah.
in a few counties, I mean, we're not even a very, very rural county, and I think we have maybe 200 or 300 in the few counties we serve.
Oh, wow.
So a huge amount. If you go to like a larger city like a Charlotte area, there's going to be probably thousands,
Yeah.
or 1,000 at least. They're pretty low maintenance. And one of my favorite things is, like, people crack me up. They don't really know exactly like how hard it's raining or how fast the wind's blowing or what actual temperature it is.
Yeah.
So I love like checking myself. So I go outside and I'm like, man, it feels like it's 90. Like, is it 90? So I go on the app. I'm like, oh no, it's like 85. I've got a terrible judge of this. Or, man, that was a huge wind gust. Like, how fast was that? Oh, okay. I thought it was 40. No, it was like 20 miles an hour. Very neat. There's historical information, which I really love. So you can have like history of your home, the hottest it's been, the coldest it's been, what day that was. You can look at rainfall over like weekly periods. You can, how many times has someone been like, oh, it rained so much more last summer than this summer. You can actually go and check it. Like, oh, I'll see. Oh, yeah, it did. It rained like, 50% more last summer than it did this summer. So I love the weather. It also has good integrations and APIs into different things. So if you have like a home assistant, or something like that, it'll integrate into there. So I really enjoy it. The only, I would say, caveat is the battery has not lasted in the weather station as good, but the company, I contacted them, they gave me a new weather station, so for no cost. So far support's been great, and that's my number four.
If you're not in the co-op, you all need to know that no one is more into the weather than co-op people. And honestly, I am. I hear about it so much at work that I just refuse to look at the weather personally
That
because
is
that's
true.
all we talk about.
We probably should have caveated that in our industry, at least, weather is very important. It's not a just shoot the breeze topic like it is for most people.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Anyway, so far, I'm really curious how the rest of the list goes, but because we've been wildly different arenas so
Yeah.
far.
I do want to throw out because I get people that are like, you should be watching the weather. And I'm like, the VP of operations is my neighbor. Like, I hear about it every single month. Anyways, he has to be in tune with the weather. So I get to hear about it.
Yeah, I think there's a couple people that work with me. I think could be like amateur meteorologists at this point. Um, they
Yeah.
probably, give them a few classes. They probably could be, just as good as some of those at the Charlotte stations. Before we get to our top three, and I'm very curious how this is going to go, considering how it's been so far. We wanted to throw a bonus in here, so sort of an honorable mention. So this is one that if we had the first one out of our top five, but Anthony, for your honorable mention, what did you choose?
So to preface this, when I was in the Marines, I worked on electronics. And so this is kind of related to that. In the Marines, we used a system called the PACE system, or it was a PACE kit. And I think it was close to 2 grand. And without further ado, China has made cheap, cheap versions of these possible.
Okay. Oh gosh, show and tell here.
So I don't know if this will show up too well, but this is a soldering station with a heat gun.
Oh man, I love it.
So I wanted to share this. You can get these on AliExpress, and like right now, you see that it's like $36 for a welcome deal. I think they're normally around $50. These are actually top notch. I actually have an older soldering station, but it didn't come with a heat gun, and like it was several $100s. Granted, I got that like 15 years ago or something like that, but I wanted a heat gun, and honestly, since I bought this one, like I don't use my couple $100 solder station anymore. I just use this. I did buy some better tips for it, but this thing's phenomenal. If you need like a heat gun, anyways, if you're working on electronics, doing upgrades, doing stuff with cables or batteries, I'm in the RC hobby, but I'll tell you what, having a solder station comes in handy whether you're working on cars or electronics or whatever. Anyways, this one is just a fun thing, and it's unbelievable the quality of equipment you can get for such a cheap price.
Yeah, I think a soldering station is great. And I would say I like that that one has the ability to control temperature. That's a really big deal whenever you're soldering fine things. But yeah, no good techie is complete without a soldering station of some sort. I will say one thing I did pick up kind of related to that a while back is a battery solder iron, which is really really nice.
Yeah.
So if you need to solder something like away from an outlet, works pretty well. Not does not last very long though. So my honorable mention is something that I use really almost every day, if maybe in a lot of cases 3 or 4 times a day. I'm not going to give the exact thing because I think when I disclose it, everyone from a cybersecurity perspective will know why. But um, it's a password manager. So a password manager, it's not a individual piece of tech per se, but it is something, a software product. Um, Password manager is great. We obviously use these at work. I use it personally. That way, it allows me to do random passwords for everything. If some website gets compromised, I only need to change one password. It's on my mobile device. It's in my browser as an extension. It allows me to log into websites super quickly. It's also, if you're married, something happens to you, it's real easy for someone to find your stuff. And we have kind of a family plan, and that family plan allows us to have like shared vaults. So if we have things that like the other person needs access to, then we can also do that. Price of these, it just depends. I think a lot of them are around the like $5 a month,
Yeah.
something around that. Just depends on what kind of level you get. But I use it like literally every day. And when I'm creating new, it's real easy to create new logins on new websites as well. There are a bunch of different ones out there. LastPass is probably the most popular, I would say. But anyway, that is my honorable mention.
I do want to ask, did you get your wife to start using it? Because I cannot get my wife to use the password.
I did. Yeah, it took a little bit, but now that she uses it regularly. She creates new logins and she loves it. So I think it's one of those things like once you figure it out, you love it.
Yeah.
Um, and in fact, we had a couple people at work that I would consider them, not as techy as others, and they are some of the biggest users of it. So I think it's just one of those things. It's kind of like broccoli. Most people, if you try it, you'll like it. But
I know a lot of people that would disagree with you.
all right, so top three. going down the order, Anthony, what do you got for us at 3?
So number 3, this is one where I have been using these type devices probably. I think I was an early adopter. I would say at least probably 10 years now, and that is 3D printer. I have a Bambu P1S, which is a little older at this point. Uh, these things are phenomenal. If you started with 3D printing back when like the Creality CR10s and all that stuff was famous, they are on a whole nother level. I got into the 3D printing and like I had a slew of Creality printers and some other ones, and I kind of got out of it. It took so much maintenance and upkeep to keep them printing. But these bamboo ones, you can do crazy stuff with this. Like if you're like for an RC hobby, that's something that it's great for, whether it's modifying your desk or, there's been some cases at work that we've used these. And I don't know if I should mention this one online, but um, I'll just say this: you can, for those that are into pistolas, you can actually do a Form One. Once you get it approved by the ATF, you can actually, print a 3D printed suppressor. Now, granted, you're only going to want to use it on like a little 22, but that is actually a possibility with one of the things. But just make sure you do it legally. You got to get it approved by the ATF before you even start to manufacture it. But anyways, that's my number 3, Tanner.
Yeah, I have also into 3D printing as well, and I've been doing it for a while. I've, you kind of made me wonder how long I've been doing it, but quite a bit. I mean, I would 5 to 8 years at least, but and I've been through a bunch of different models, and I really do think the bamboo are the way to go. They're just the I kind of tell people if anyone remembers, and we hopefully won't get a copyright strike or anything like that from this, but if anyone remembers the old infomercials, the Ronco,
Yeah.
like the thing with the rotisserie, and he's like, "Set it and forget it." That's basically the bamboo printers. I tell people they're like Ronco. Most of the time, you just pick what you want, hit print, and go from there. Not a whole lot of. There is a little bit of maintenance involved, but it's not a lot. And to your earlier point, the early models were like full of bugs and much harder to get going. Much more of a hobbyist thing. I think they're becoming a little more mainstream now.
Yeah, I probably spent like on the old ones, like I would probably spent months on upgrading them, and the bamboo, I don't think I did one upgrade for that. All right. So
All
what is
right.
your number 3, Tanner?
All right. So number 3 for me, Anthony, is something really. If anyone wants to go back and I think understand how important it was to us in this area of North Carolina, especially, just go back and listen to our Helene episode. But it is the EcoFlow batteries and solar panels and stuff like that. The kind of accoutrement accessories there. Uh, these are really, really great. I think this is another one of those things where if you're in the power industry, you always think about not having power, right? It's just kind of built in because we know the power grids, as reliable as it is, it can be fragile at times as well, especially during inclement weather. So I do highly recommend everyone having some sort of backup power source, even if it's just to be able to power your devices for a few days. My main goal was to just power my refrigerator for 24 hours.
Yeah.
That's it. So not a huge thing. And basically, I used a monitor, figured out what I needed power wise, and then picked a battery that lasted longer than that. I like the EcoFlow products. They have a good app. They're pretty easy to set up. That you can monitor them and you can switch settings, how fast they charge, and keep an eye on like how the charging speed and stuff like that. And um, There's a bunch of different sizes. There's ones that are really light, like down to I think 5 pounds. Like if you want to take camping or something like that. And then there's ones that all the way up to multiple days of battery. Ones that you can hook into your house and have them automatically switch over. So it's hard to even really list a price for these. I would say the cheapest ones are probably in the 150 $200 range, and they literally could go up to like 10 or 15,000 if you want to do like a whole home battery. But I really like them. They're super simple to use. They have buttons on. You don't have to use the app. They have buttons on the front to turn them off, turn off the AC power, turn off the DC power, turn on and off those. If you need to have a solar panel, you plug them up in the back. They start charging if there's the sun out. Very easy. And it's one of those things where even if it's for an hour or two, makes a whole lot of difference. And for us, it was really a lifesaver when we were out of power for multiple days.
If I lose power because of a hurricane, I'm probably gonna my wife might leave for not having a generator or one of those. I really think it would be ideal to get one of those just so it's something like if because like with the storm, I'm gonna be gone and she'll kind of
Yeah.
be by herself and something easier for her to handle. But yeah, those look interesting. I came close to pulling the trigger. I don't know if it's where the ban is come into place, but DJI had one of their bigger ones like on sale. It was like 40 something percent off. It was actually pretty
Hmm.
cheap, but it was still I think it was in line with that. I'm sure you pay extra for the DJI name.
Yeah. They're really good, and one of the things I like about them, like I said, they're so simple, and we kind of used ours. We do have a regular traditional generator, and we just basically charge ours with the generator, and then this is nice because it basically can run silently overnight, so you don't have a loud generator going. And they also have a generator. I have not. I don't have one, but they have a generator that hooks into it,
Yeah,
and the battery will actually crank the generator when it's low,
nice.
run, charge itself back up, and then turn itself back off. Turn the generator back off.
Yeah, I mean I love generators, but man, they are loud.
Yeah, very loud, and there's fuel to add, and especially, I think for people like you said, if you're gone, you got a spouse who's not used to doing those kinds of things. It's you're prime this, turn the choke this. I mean, there's just a lot of instructions. This is like turn it on, turn on the AC outlets, use it. So I like that. All right, Anthony. Number two, what'd you go with?
I think my number 2 is gonna be a little I don't think it's out there in thinking, but I think it's gonna be a little abnormal. Uh, Mine is I don't even know what to call it. Basically, it's kind of like a micro server. So let me go ahead and showcase what this is. So I wanted a basically a NAS system that used flash storage, and I end up landing on this thing. It is a don't ask me who makes it. I can't pronounce it, but it is the model is a CM3588, and it has 4 M2 slots. Now, some of these I spent some extra money and got a couple 4 gig sticks to put in here, and then I just had some leftovers. I had like a 1 gig and maybe like a half a gig that I threw in there. It supports RAID. I've got media server in here. I've got a tool called Prism for all of my photos. That was the main thing that I got it for was all of my photos. I mean, I've got just with the videos of, with the kids and the family, I have tons and tons of stuff. And yeah, I could get like 100 gig cloud subscription or something like that, but that stuff costs money and it never goes away. And and I've got other things that I do with it. And it's kind of like, I would say like a Synology or I know there's like QNAP, I believe it is another storage solution. So anyways, this thing's rock solid. It never misses a beat. And I actually have a spinning disk. I have like a 8 terabyte spinning disk that I have it back up everything too. So it's got it's super fast with it being all flash based and the network it supports 2.5 gig on the port. So I can transfer files and videos super quick on it. So this is my number 2 is my basically it's my NAS.
Yeah, I like that. It's always good, I think, to have, even if you're going to use cloud-based products for personal storage. And I think for the average person, I actually do recommend cloud stuff just because it takes care of a lot of the resiliency stuff for you. At the very least, you should be making a backup of that periodically locally. So whether that's a flash drive that's just incredibly large, or something like this, I think it's worth doing. And I like the local aspect too, especially if you have like a media server. I've had the internet out for hours and hours, and if you have a media server, you can actually play movies. Whereas most of the most everyone at this point is using streaming TV, streaming other services, so kind of a pain if you have the internet out for a good amount of time. All right, so my number two, actually, I'm I almost went like the lowest priced as I went down the list,
Yeah.
but this one starts a little bit lower than some of my other ones, but it is Lutron Caseta smart home devices. So I'll kind of bring it up here. You kind of start out with a hub. Usually you get a little kit that comes with a hub and one switch. And then basically, plugs in over Ethernet into like your router, has an app. You can then use the app to turn lights on and off. You can set up schedules. You can do all kinds of things. Of course, it integrates as well with like smart speakers. It integrates with other home automation platforms as well. And the thing I like about it the most is it's really reliable. A lot of smart home tech is kind of flaky. It works, then it doesn't work. You got to plug something in, unplug something. This is super reliable, almost never has an issue at all. And even when there is an issue, most of the devices, and you don't have to get these, but a lot of the devices are based on regular electrical switches.
Yeah.
So if it's not working for whatever reason, you just go over there and you just turn it off just like you regularly would with a normal switch. Um, this has a really high WAF. It's not web application firewall for those techies out there. It's a WIFE approval factor. And the reason it does is because of that very switch you see there where you can, just go over to the wall, turn it off if something is not working technically. And it's, like I said, super nice to do things, especially automations. Like if we do Christmas lights, it has outdoor modules as well. Um, if we want to have all our lights turn off at a certain time in our house so we don't forget to leave something on. If you're going to be gone on vacation, you want to have certain lights on, things like that. Really, really great. I would say the only caveat with this is if you're not comfortable working inside of like, an electrical box, finding the breaker and making sure that you have, a dead circuit so that you can work on it. It might not be for you, but for everyone else, it's really, really great tech.
I have not worked on any of their smart gear, but Lutron, I know just from in my younger days, I renovated some houses, and they're all their stuff is top notch for like switches and dimmers and stuff like that. So I'm sure that's real nice.
All right, Anthony, we have gotten to the bottom of the list. Hopefully, we got a lot of people on the edge of their seat or on the edge of their office chair, potentially if they're listening to it in their office. But what is your number one piece of personal tech that you use and love?
So this one is a little out there too. It is
Okay.
my OpenClaw server. It's an open source product that's out there to where you can build your own AI agents, and I have been using this, really when OpenClaw came out. I'm not sure how long it's been now, but I have invested a ton of time, and I'll tell you what kinda sets it apart is where I have it on a Mac Studio, and with that, I can do iMessage. I can iMessage my AI agents. I can use Telegram to communicate with them. It has its own inbox, so, like, I can email him things. My, It's probably not a very original name, but I call mine ChatGPT. Not Chat, Chad, ChatGPT, and, as a matter of fact, his logo is just a big buff lobster, anyways, off of the Giga Chad stuff. But anyways, this is the thing where it takes a lot. I can run some local models on my Mac Studio, but for the most part, I use Open Code. I've got an Code subscription, and I've also got a few other subscriptions. NVIDIA actually has some free models out there, but the rate limit's kind of low on those. But they have some free stuff if you want to try to plug into them. And there's also Open Router, but, it's just one of those things where it does work for me, not a whole lot, but I've got some things going on to where every day it'll send me a news briefing. So I've got certain things that I want it to brief me on every morning. I get that sent to my inbox. Weekly, I have it go out and actually research stuff for the podcast. And, just simple things like from doing grocery lists and stuff like that, I can just text it. I've got a agent that I message, and I'll text that agent, and she'll keep up with my grocery list or send me reminders. Granted, I know you can kinda do some of that with Siri, but it's kinda nice to have your own AI assistant that you can iMessage or email
Hmm.
or, Telegram chat with.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I really think it's kind of almost your imagination's a limit on some of those. There's also a Hermes,
Mhm.
I think, is one that's another one that's kind of popular as well, or it's becoming more popular. But it's something I have not set up yet. I guess some of the just one of those things. But I do think it's pretty powerful, and I'm curious. At some point, if we get kind of an enterprise version, or a something that could be used in work environments later on. I'm not sure I would install that in a work environment now, but I do hope that technology and the that particular kind of ability with the AI assistant makes its way into enterprise as well.
Well, it wasn't much later that Claude or Anthropic came out with Claude Desktop, and it's not the same by no means, but I do think it's loosely based off of that.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So number one, could be boring to some people, but it's just something that I've really loved, and I've been using this for quite a long time, and that is Ubiquiti network gear. So I know a lot of people, even some IT folks, will just run kind of a regular router, all in one deal. Or I know some of the mesh platforms are pretty popular now as well. But I've been running the Ubiquiti stuff. One of the first things I did when I bought my house was run Ethernet
Yeah.
all through it for access points and switches and stuff like that. But the Ubiquiti stuff, and I'll kind of bring up just one of the ones that I use here, or excuse me, one of the ones that I would suggest, not the ones I use, but the Ubiquiti gear, it kind of ranges. This is about as cheap as you can get into it. This is a what they call a Dream Router, and it basically has a little switch that's got some PoE ports. It's got ST slot that you can hook IP cameras into, and it has an access point, kind of all built in. And then, of course, you can get everything separated, a router or a gateway by itself, various switches with PoE ports or non PoE ports. And it really scales all the way up into like kind of the enterprise small business level. I don't know that you would see anybody like Fortune 100 using this, but I know it's real popular in kind of that small business arena, and kind of that remote office arena. But I love it. One of the things that always irritated me with kind of the consumer based router stuff is it's just the quality is so bad. Um, the stuff they give you is awful. The stuff you buy at like a Walmart or, back in the day, a Staples or something like that is only like a hair above that. It's terrible. You're constantly having to reboot the router because your internet's not working or some device can't get on the Wi-Fi. Once you go to kind of an enterprise level device, it is just night and day. You don't have to reboot it. It works. You don't have any of the weird quirks, or at least you have very little weird quirks. And it's a lot more flexible is another thing. So I remember back in the day when I would use kind of the all-in-one routers, and then I wanted to add like Wi-Fi access in like another area. It's like you're you know, kind of hodgepodging something together with some sort of Wi-Fi extender. This is super nice because they have multiple models of access point. If you want an outdoor access point, you can get that. If you want to, you need a bridge, you got a barn or something like that. You need an Ethernet bridge from your house over to the barn. Then you put an access point hanging off of it. If you need a switch in a different area of your house, or you need fiber, you need copper. It's got so much customization, and it's actually becoming really simple to set up. It used to not be that way as much, but now people are setting it up literally with their phone. Just Bluetooth to the device,
Yeah.
and it walks them through the steps. So you don't even necessarily have to have quite as much tech background as you used to. Of course, it has security controls, segmentation, and there's like a IPS and various other things built in. And I've actually put this in various families and friends kind of houses, and they have all been really, really happy with it too. And I can kind of put all of them under one portal. And if I need to address something at their house, I absolutely can. Really, the only caveat I would say is it's a little pricier than even the competitors. There's been a couple competitors pop up now. TP-Link Omada is probably the one that I'm most familiar with. It's a little bit cheaper and a very similar kind of. It's in the same ballpark.
Not that I would
And
be
if
putting
they're
TP-Link in my house with all the,
yeah, maybe not. But with all the stuff they've had, but The other thing I would say is the problems are really, really rare and very far between. But if there is a major problem, it's a little trickier to troubleshoot than maybe like that all-in-one router that you have. But I love the Ubiquiti stuff. I do know some co-ops, and I'm sure there's some local governments that do use this as like their main enterprise level stuff. So I think you can definitely get away with it. It's not what we do, but it's been great stuff. And once you have like, I'm gonna say nice network equipment for your house, you really never go back.
That was one of those things where I wouldn't say that I exactly have nice stuff, but like we all start off with the Linksys and those things. Well, one, are even updating it, and like they're just you'd have to reboot them constantly, just to get your internet to keep working. And then I know, like I kind of went from that to an ASUS. It was the same thing. I don't know how many times we would power cycle it just to make the internet work or make it faster. And I did go to Google Home, which honestly that they are very costly for their devices, and honestly, they're not that great. Like, it's kinda older technology, when they came out, and their coverage was terrible. Like, so I had to, like, double the amount of devices when I got that. That's something I think definitely if, the next time my El Cheapos, break again, I will be, looking at Ubiquiti. I've definitely heard some good things about them.
Yeah, and I've honestly, if you can get over the TP Link stuff, I've heard really good stuff with that as well. Uh, you know, if you if you're okay with that. But anyway, man, it was tough, Anthony. I was like cutting it down to five for a bunch of tech guys was really difficult, but we hope all of y'all listening enjoyed it. As we post this out on social media, drop your favorite thing in the comments or on YouTube. Drop your favorite technology that you use personally out there, and if you have any questions on anything we mentioned, just reach out to us. We hope you like this episode. Definitely a little bit of different than what we normally do. Hopefully you'll enjoy it and let us know when this comes out on social media. But reach out to us on social media and join the conversation below. List your favorite personal tech thing. Until next time, this has been an episode Off the Wire.
Thank you, everyone.